Well, you've probably heard about the health benefits of eating a Mediterranean diet. Now, there's even better news.
If you supplement the Mediterranean diet with olive oil or nuts, the diet can improve cognitive function. Mr. Mediterranean Diet himself, Dr. Zorba Pastor is here with more on this new study. Hello, Zorba.
Hi, Zorba.
Hi, great to be here.
So first of all, just to remind people what a Mediterranean diet is.
So the Mediterranean diet, the way that people eat around the Mediterranean Sea is this. They have plentiful fruits, plentiful vegetables. They often, if they have protein, it's not as much protein as we have. They eat fish twice a week. They also cook with olive oil, use olive oil, and eat plenty of nuts. And that basically is what a Mediterranean diet is. And we know that it's been good for heart disease. It has been shown to be effective in reduction of heart attack and stroke.
And what did the most recent study about this show?
Well, this study is fantastic. You know, Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia are on the rise because we're getting older, and so more and more people are developing dementia. So they took 500 people, and they were on one of three diets. Number one was the low-fat, typical American Heart Association low-fat diet. The next group was the Mediterranean diet, supplemented with olive oil, 3 to 4 ounces a day of olive oil. And the third group was the Mediterranean diet, supplemented with nuts, tree nuts, nuts such as cashew nuts, walnuts, and so on, these delicious nuts. People would take this every day. They followed them for 4 years, and then they looked to see what their memory was like, what their ability to make decisions was like, and globally how they were thinking. And what they discovered was in the people on the low-fat diet, the typical low-fat diet, there was a reduction in cognitive function. There were a number of people who didn't think as well, weren't able to make decisions, whereas the people on the Mediterranean diet supplemented by olive oil and nuts did better. They maintained their function, they maintained their brain, and that's awesome news.
That is awesome news. So we should all be eating that way.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it shows. We know now there's a very significant reduction in heart attacks, a 30% reduction or over a 5 to 7 year period. That's as good as a statin. I mean, it's really incredible. That's as good as you get by aerobic exercise 5 days a week. We now know that there's a reduction in dementia. Now, this study was a very good study. There were only 500 people, and so the calls are, well, let's try it with 2,000 or 3,000 people. The answer is yes, that's a good idea, but that shouldn't stop us from eating right. Fish, nuts, olive oil, this is the way Wisconsin should go. Yes, you can have brats on the grill on Sunday, but 6 days a week, eat a better way.
Is there dairy or meat in the Mediterranean diet?
Typically, if there's meat, it's a small amount of meat, and if there's dairy, there's a small amount of dairy, and that dairy would be yogurt. You know, I have a number of patients who are adults and still drink 3 to 4 8-ounce glasses of milk a day, and that's way too much milk. But to have a little yogurt, to have a little cottage cheese is good. That really is a supplemented American diet, or rather Mediterranean diet. As long as you're having nuts and olive oil, I'm sure that it works.
All right. Great news.
Very good news.
Thanks, Zorba.
Very good news.
Thanks, Zorba. Good to see you.